Are we getting scammed into thinking that we need to spend $400 on a Dyson upright vacuum like the Dyson Ball Animal 3 here? Because it came out in 2022. I mean, it looks really good, but it's still gonna be very expensive relative to some of the other vacuums like the Shark Navigator here, which you can usually score for about 150. The Bissell Cleanview here, which you can normally score on sale for about 125. And the Bissell Cleanview Compact, which I've seen on sale for about $50. So is the Dyson Ball Animal 3 worth 2 times or 3 times or even 4 times more than some of the less expensive models? Well, that's what we want to know, and that's what we're going to find out together. First, let's talk about suction power. So your Dyson's coming with a 1400 watt 11.6 amp motor, and they're the only ones to give us the actual suction rating at about 290 air watts. And that's in contrast to the Shark Navigator, and that's coming with a 1200 watt 10 amp motor, and that's going to be the same motor you're going to see across pretty much the entire Navigator lineup. And that's in contrast to the Bissell Cleanview. So the Bissell Cleanview is not going to have the same power as the Shark, a 960 watt 8 amp motor, and you'll feel it when you're using it. And your Bissell Compact is coming with a 744 watt 6.2 amp motor, so the weakest of the group. The Dyson Ball Animal 3 will come with the most advanced motor head design out of the bunch because it's going to be coming with that beltless direct drive design, and it comes with adjustable gates and vents. Your Dyson Animal 3 will come with this open design here, so it can be used on different floor surfaces as carpet and hardwood. Then you have the Shark Navigator, which doesn't have any adjustable height, and you have the Bissell Cleanview Swivel Rewind Pet Reach, which comes with 5 adjustable heights, while your Cleanview Compact does not. But remember, your Cleanview Compact Turbo does come with 3 adjustable heights if you upgrade to the Turbo Edition. And with that said, this is our Shark Navigator Professional, and there's going to be just the regular Shark Navigators, as well as the Shark Navigator with the self-cleaning brush roll, which brings it a line closer to what the Animal 3 has with those hair vanes. The Shark Navigator came out in 2009, and the Professional model that you see here came out in 2014. There's been some minor adjustments, but not huge adjustments, because this time-tested design has just been proven to be so reliable. It's not the quietest, it's not going to have the most advanced filtration systems. Its underlining technology is one of the oldest out of the group, but it still has that lift away function, so that if you want to take it to your stairs or you don't want to use it with the motor brush, you can just detach it and use it as a handheld tool. The Bissell Cleanview Swivel Rewind Pet Reach comes with that rewind cord, so I don't have to worry about having to string my cord. I could just press a button and the cord is going to return back to its unit. It comes with that swivel, which is a similar ball design, but it's not going to be as easy to use or as smooth as what you get with the Animal 3 from Dyson, and it comes with 5 levels of height. So that means this is one of the best features depending on where you're using it, on tile, kitchen floors, on carpet, on rugs. You can adjust the height and it will affect its overall performance so that it might not scratch your floors, it might do a better job, and it's going to be a customization option you just don't get on the Navigator or the Cleanview Compact. And then you look at the actual brush here. The brush is very wide. It will be using a belt system, and it's going to be coming with the suction indicator right here to let you know if, hey, my tank is full, my suction is lacking, you want to clean your tank, it's going to actually let you know. And lastly, you have the Bissell Cleanview Compact, which is going to be the lightest of the bunch here at 7.5 pounds. The secret of it is that because it's exceptionally easy to carry and light and maneuver, people who live in apartments, dorms, or might have some mobility issues will find that it's going to be easier to use than some of these heavier options right next to me. The difference is that in order to achieve this price here, they had to remove some of the non-essential functions. So we're going to test the detangling tools as well as how these vacuums manage long hair. And first we're going to just use it with long hair. So we got some long hair here, and this is going to be our sample. And as you can see, they're all going to be relatively long, about 14 inches. And we just lay it out and see if it's going to get tangled inside of the roller. So now we have lentils, cat hair, wig hair, oatmeal, dust, debris, basically all of the remnants of vacuuming that you might have in your house. So let's see how well the Dyson works on carpet. And just a quick shout out, make sure to hit that like and subscribe below. So this is going to be on the Dyson Ball Animal 3. It does a great job picking everything up because it has a lot of suction power. And as long as you're opening the gates up so that it's not going to have too much suction power, I find that it goes deeper into the carpet fibers than its competition. The hardest thing to show on camera is just how hard you have to push this, especially if you have the gates closed, because this has a lot of suction power and it's very heavy. Next up, let's check out the Shark here. So the Shark Navigator is going to make quick work of the same debris and the same material on this rug. And the most impressive thing about it is actually going to be how easy it is to use. It's not that difficult to push around, and even though it's heavy, remember, because you have to lift off, you can still use it as a reach tool much more easily than if you have the Bissell. It's also going to have issues with the hair tangles though, because it doesn't have any of the detangling properties, but those you can get if you get the self-clean Brushroll version of the Navigator. The Bissell Cleanview carpet is also going to do a great job picking everything up, but it's not going to get as deep. It's not going to penetrate the carpet, so you're not going to be picking everything up as easily. You will notice the difference in terms of overall power and performance between the Dyson, the Shark, and the Bissell. But for most people, I don't know if that's going to be a real drawback here, because the lighter weight might be a good trade-off relative to the performance, and it's relatively maneuverable because you could take it up and down, and you can make repeated passes without much worry. However, just like the Shark, you will find that the hair will get tangled, especially around the belt here, so you're going to have to take a scissor and cut that out, something that you might not experience as much on with the Dyson, but it's going to be a problem for the Bissell, even if you have that triple action brush. This is going to be on the Bissell Cleanview Compact. It was the most surprising of the bunch here, because you would think that it wouldn't pick everything up. You would think that it would fail this test, but honestly, it actually did a respectable job. It picked up all of the hair, it picked up all of the dirt, and it was very easy to maneuver because of its light weight. It's going to still feel a little bit smaller, it's going to still feel a little bit more budget, but I think if you're looking for a lightweight package and you value maneuverability and the messes you have are going to be much smaller than what I'm picking up here, you will not be disappointed with the Cleanview Compact. The only catch is that if you have deep ingrained dirt or debris inside of your carpet, it's not going to do a great job picking that up because it doesn't have the same agitation. And you will see that the hair got tangled inside, and you got to cut that out because it just has that standard brush. And now let me explain every single thing different between these models, and let me share with you hard floor tests as well as my verdict. If you're wondering which one of these models is going to give you brush roll control so you can switch between turning the brush roll on and off, well, the Animal 3 has that inside of its cleaning modes. Inside of the Shark Navigator, it also lets you turn off the brush roll in case you're using it on hard floors. But your Bissell, as well as your Bissell Cleanview Compact, they do not give you that capability to turn off the brush roll. If you're looking at cord length here, the Animal 3 comes with a 35-foot cord. Your Shark Navigator Pro comes with a 30-foot cord. Your Bissell Cleanview Rewind is coming with a 27-foot cord, and that's because you lose a little bit in terms of the cord length because you have the rewind tool, and your Compact is coming with a 18-foot cord here. And if you're looking at the brushes and the wheels for each individual unit, trying to figure out which one's going to be easiest to maintain and self-clean, well, the Dyson is definitely going to be the easiest, but you have to do it the most regularly because it's also going to be the most fragile. There's also going to be these small wheels in the back here, kind of flimsy, and I found on my previous unit I did crack them. And your Shark Navigator comes with pretty dense brushes here. It's not going to be coming with multiple layers, but because of how this is actually designed, it does do a good job getting into the carpet fibers and preventing its own hair tangles. And if you do get hair tangles like you see here, you will want to clean it, and it's something you will have to do regularly if you have lots of pets. If you're looking at the triple action brush from Bissell, it's going to be the widest, and that's because the belt is going to be located here. It's going to have the mouth for your unit where all the debris is going right there, and you have two levels of brushes. You have a softer brush and then the stiffer brush here. Your Bissell Cleanview Compact will just have this kind of thin brush in the brush roll here, and everything, all the debris goes here. There's no real catch, and this is the system. Now the secret to the Dyson is that there's going to be a little button on the bottom here, and you can pop that, and because you can pop the cover off and remove the brush, you can easily remove any tangles, and it also lets you see the comb tool built inside. So that's going to be the motorized brush roll here, and you have better access to see the hair comb. So that hair vane is what's detangling all the hair out, and this is going to be the actual brush here. It's pretty stiff and it's going to be wide enough so that any hair tangles are not going to be concentrated in one area. The secret of the Navigator is that the durability here. Look at how strong and built this is. This is just built solid, so that even though it's not going to be coming with the latest and greatest features, you know that it's very hard to break. One of my pet peeves here is actually going to be on the wheels. I do find that the wheels here are likely or more prone to crack and get damaged and scratched, and that's in contrast to just these cheaper, more heavy-duty wheels that you get on the Navigator as well as on the Bissell. A side profile of the vacuums show that there is a big difference between them. First off, the attachments for your Dyson is really just going to be centered right there. You can only really put one, and you can't put the main attachment. There is enough space on your Shark to put the larger attachments up top, and on the Bissell you have your turbo pet hair eraser that you can just attach on the side. You also have a attachment area on your Cleanview Compact up top, but it's not coming with any of the pet brushes just because it doesn't have the same amount of power. So the Dyson Ball comes with the different type of turbine brush. So this is going to have the dual brushes that are going to spin. The new ones are going to be more of a corkscrew design, at least what you get on the coreless models. The one drawback here is where you're going to be able to keep all your tools. So there's not dual areas where you can onboard the tools. The sophistication of the Dyson shows right here, because you can turn this and unlock the entire ball in case you have any obstructions or you want to change out the filter, and this is what you get. So this is going to be the filter it built inside. It is now, one thing about the filter is that it's a little bit over engineered. So what you see is that the filter is not very thick. So this is likely to get clogged pretty quickly, so you will want to wash this regularly, and that's because of the narrow profile and the relatively light weight of it. That's going to give you access to where the vents and your motor is, so you can actually see where the magic happens. Your Shark will come with these lift tabs on both sides, so you just want to pop them off, and if you pop them off on both sides, that's going to allow you to empty out the dustbin and have access to the filters. So as you can see, just pop it out. And there's going to be the filter here. You're going to wash that. There's another filter inside that you're going to wash, and that's how you access the motor. How you change out the filters on the Shark is going to be right here. There's a screen, and you can wash this or replace it. Your option. And even though it doesn't look as big, you'll find that the filter itself is relatively the same size as what you get with the Dyson, just because it's thicker and it's more dense in the middle. The thing with the Shark is you definitely have to clean the foam filters and make sure you rinse and completely air dry them. Don't let any water get in here because it's directly related to the motor. And once you do that, you'll find that the overall performance will get better. It's the same type of situation you get on the Bissell. You have the suction indicator here, you have your rewind button, and the coolest thing about the rewind is that you can really pull this out, and you can see the cord on the swivel. And if I just press the button, I don't need to do anything, and the cord and the plug will all go back. The Dyson will definitely have the easiest and most advanced dustbin of the group. Just take it out, one button. You have those cyclones, you have a filter that runs from the top to the bottom. And if you want to clean this unit, that's also pretty straightforward. You can remove the handle, and that's going to be the filter inside. This reminds you of a very long filter like you get on the V8. And then that's going to be the inner body. And if you want to clean everything, you can open this all up and clean everything. They give you the lock here. So if you're looking at it, is that the airs are flowing through the cyclone, so it captures more fine dust through that mesh screen, but it's not part of the motor like you see on the coreless models. So just walking you through how you could turn them on. You have your brush roll on and off here. You have your power button here. And if I want to use the wand, I can. Now the Dyson has the more complex wand where the tube is going to be inside of the hose. And this hose is something that you will want to unlock. You just pop open the cap. You can pull this out. And that's what gives you the reach here, because you can just pull this and then you have a lot of reach. Then if I want to put it back in place, I just press the red button, lock it in, put it back, clip it, bam. That's how you do the reach. The Shark is going to be a little bit more difficult, but still relatively easy. You can't do much if your reach tool is attached. So you have to unlock it, pop it off, then you're going to pop this out, and then gives you the ability to take it out. Now suddenly you have the reach tool built inside. Bissell Cleanview, you have your wand release, so you just have to press it up top. It's going to give you the tool, and you have that. Also detach it here if you want to get even more reach. And the hose is very long. This is going to be a longer hose than what you get with the Shark Navigator. It's about 8 feet. It's going to be on the compact. The compact hose is going to be something you will want. So if you want to use that as a vacuum, you have to put the hose here, and that's going to put the suction power from the Brushroll into the motor. Or if you want to use it with the hose, you want to attach it inside, lock it into place. All right, we're going to lock it into place. Then we're going to detach the hose by pressing this, and now we have a reach tool with that 4 or 5 foot hose attached. So ultimately, which one of these upright vacuums would I recommend to you? Well, let me start with this. This is my second Dyson Ball Animal 3. My first one broke after about 2 years of use, and it's partially Dyson's fault and it's partially my fault. I should have taken better maintenance and better care of my Dyson by cleaning out the vents here, by cleaning out the brush rolls, and just better maintaining it and cleaning it every 6 weeks, maybe every 2 months of use. But then I never thought I needed to because I never had to on something like the Shark Navigators and the Bissell Cleanviews. As you can see, I've never cleaned these and they are a little dirty here, but they have never suffered from lack of suction and they've never suffered from lack of performance. And that's the rub. When you're spending $300–400 on a upright vacuum and it breaks, you're going to be kind of disappointed. You're spending close to $400, and even if you got this on sale for $300, you're still spending a lot of money on an upright vacuum that has a high potential to fail. And that's in parallel to something like the Shark Navigator, which is basically bulletproof, and the Bissell Cleanview, which is also basically bulletproof. These time-tested designs are like the Honda Accord and the Toyota Camry of upright vacuums. They're really built to last. And this is more like the BMW, where it looks really good, it's going to have great performance when you initially get it, but the overall maintenance schedule has to be followed, especially if you want your unit to last. And I know you're going to come out and say, well, Dyson upgraded their warranty to 5 years now, so what happens if it breaks? You can just get a new one. But the drawback of thinking like that is that A, you got to file the claim. And Dyson customer service has really changed over the years. Dyson fired a lot of their customer support staff. They moved their headquarters to Singapore. And then you have to think about, can Dyson out-innovate and out-engineer their own design? Because this came out in 2022. And since then, Dyson has not come up with a new upright vacuum, because what could they really change? They kind of mastered how the swivel works. They have their motor head that's going to be engineered from their V15 and their Gen 5 Detect cordless vacuums. But because it's so complicated, you have more fail points relative to the simpler systems that might be using bigger, more louder motors and less beautiful components, but they're just going to fit in better and they're just going to be more rugged overall. And I think that's what we got to focus on, because in today's world, durability matters, because aftercare and warranty, it's hard to do. And who wants to take their unit back to the store to return it or file claims when they don't need to? And my personal recommendation is, if you want to save yourself some money, just go with the Shark Navigator if you're okay with not having the adjustable height. And if you want the adjustable height, just get the Bissell Cleanview, because you can adjust the height, you have the rewind, you have the swivel, you have the reach, all for about $125–130 when it's on sale. So all of them are going to be relative good values. The only one that's hard for me to recommend to you is actually going to be the Bissell Cleanview Compact, because that's going to be the value brand. The Compact suffers from not having enough suction power, and it's not going to have the adjustable height, and it doesn't have the same brush roll. So if you're picking up larger particles like rice, like oatmeal, or you got a lot of pet hair, it's going to be more prone to clogs, and it's going to shoot some of that debris outward instead of capturing it inside of its dustbin. And would I discourage anyone from buying the Dyson Ball Animal 3 when it's on sale for $300? No, I think there it's going to be having a reasonable price for people who are interested in the Dyson brand and want to get a pretty good upright vacuum. But just note, I'm not comparing this against other 300 upright vacuums. I'm not comparing this against the Shark DuoClean Apex, Vertex, Stratos, and the Power Detect. I'm not comparing it against the Darts. I'm not comparing it against the more higher upper end echelon Bissells here, like the Surface Sense or the Liftoffs. I'm comparing it against the value brand vacuums. And even inside of this comparison, the Dyson, it has better suction, but it doesn't necessarily have better performance, and it definitely is not going to be the same value. So that's my point. You are better off probably getting one of these uprights and just getting a coreless Dyson. And honestly, the one thing you really have to know about the Dyson Ball Animal 3 is that as an upright vacuum, it's going to get dirty. It's going to get scratches. It's not going to look that clean. And then a lot of that kind of novelty of getting a Dyson upright is going to disappear. So as long as you know that, and as long as you're aware of that, make the best decision for your home, make the best decision for your lifestyle, and make this best decision for yourself. So with that, thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below, and please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help support our channel. The Dyson Ball Animal 3 is a good upright vacuum. It's just not as good as it used to be. So with that, I'll catch you next time. Bye, bye, bye.